Citadel Skulls for Warhammer 40k. I didn't intend to buy this, but as so often is the case, I walked into my local Warhammer store and I was looking for a specific thing. In this case, I was looking for a rattle can with Mephiston Red. They didn't have any because, it's a small store and that, I fully expected there not to be something there, but I went anyway just on the off chance, right? And I hate to leave that place empty-handed. So I browsed, and it's the same stuff that was there yesterday and the day before and the week before that. For the most part, occasionally there's a new product, and I'm like, ooh, let's check that out. This was not a new product. This has been hanging out there probably since I started going to that Warhammer store a few months back. And I'd seen it there, and I thought nothing of it. But the past couple of days, I've been thinking, man, I really need to spruce up my my bases. They just need something, and I was considering doing some of those crystals that you make out of shaped sprues, which, I'll probably still do some of that. But when my eyes fell on this, and I was just itching to buy something, I was like, ooh, yeah, maybe this is what I was needing. So I bought them. It's not an efficient use of my hobby dollars at $27. But what am I going to do? Make skulls out of sprues? So, and we need skulls. This is Warhammer 40k. It's not like you don't need skulls. Anyway, I thought I'd do an unboxing because this is probably one of those offbeat items that not a lot of Warhammer players use. At least I haven't seen a lot of this in the YouTube channels I look at. So, what's in the box? What's on the sprues? It tells you back here. So there's an assortment of skulls because there's lots of things to kill in the Warhammer 40k universe. And it tells you kind of right in the box how many of each. So there's like one of those giant ones. There's one of those kind of bigger ones, and it kind of goes on. So it kind of just goes on. And it looks like this one here at the very bottom, is probably like the standard human skull. There's 82 of those. I don't know what this is. Could be like an Orc skull, and there's 20 of those. And, they go up. Who knows? Maybe those are some demon heads or what have you. But there's a lot of these things. Let's take a look at how many skulls are in this pack. Well, okay, never mind. Let's just take a look at the skulls. We know how many skulls are in there. It says right there, 340 skulls, which I should point out is only 15% of all the skulls necessary to make one skull for the Skull God. So, let's take a look at our new skulls. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just start big. There is that huge skull. Maybe it belonged to... Holy crap. Those teeth are sharp, man. All right, so these skulls aren't named, but maybe that belongs to some Tyranid bioform or something. And it's a complete thing. It's like the front and back. Oops. So, yeah, that one's in there. That's cool. There's some of these big antelope-looking dudes. And they're all sort of different from each other. And yeah, even these, the horns, the spikes, they're sharp, man. I'm not bleeding, but they poke. Here's a couple of more of these skulls. These don't have a name, so I'm not going to bother. There's some, avian-looking skulls, which is kind of cool. I don't know what that is. It's like a giant, It looks almost human, like a giant human skull. I don't know what this... Oh, okay, it's like the side of a skull, like a... I don't know, like a big grox or something. It has kind of a cow skull looking shape, sort of. So who knows what that is, but it's in there. And then, just look at this. Look at the sprue. It's amazing and ridiculous all at the same time. I think this is just those little human skulls that there's 82 of. Yeah, there's just a ginormous amount of these. And something about them on the sprue. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. So, wowza. A ton of skulls. That's Frank, that's Jerry, that's Tommy, that's Bubba, that's Tex. You know, this could go on for a while. Let's just move on. This other sprue, so there's 4 sprues in total. There's a bunch more of these human-looking skulls. Maybe they're not human. Or maybe they are, but they're missing... So you see how this skull has all of... It's like the full skull. It's got the jaw and everything, right? These skulls... Let's see. Here you go. Some of these skulls don't have the jaw, like that guy right there. And in fact, the jaws are separate, so maybe you can pose it like it's laughing or whatever, or you can just use a jawbone by itself. So some of these also don't have a jaw, but they have like a fracture or some kind of damage to the frontal plate there. There's some of these other ones that are bigger. They have even more damage. So yeah, there's quite a nice variety. You know what? These are probably Orc Skulls because of the length of the jaw or whatever. There's a bunch more jaws right here. There's... Oh, look at that guy. It's like a Cyclops skull with a stabby horn. These are some Diablo-looking skulls. What is this guy? Okay, this is another Cyclops skull, but this time the horn is off to the right side of the skull, as opposed to the center of the skull, like this guy. Okay, and there's 2 of those. And there's just some more random humanoid skulls up there. Some with damage, some with jaws. Oh, you know what? Here's some more of those side horn skulls. Oh, some of these skulls don't have the kind of the top part. The cranium. So the cranium is shaved off. Although technically, I guess you could do it. You could do that to any of these skulls. You could remove the craniums. Man, that is a creepy thing to say. If you're not a surgeon, I suppose. Oh, what are these? Alright, so these are just some alien skulls. I have no idea what those are. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're Kroot. Maybe those are some Kroot skulls. Could be. And these have got to be... There's got to be Orc Skulls. The other ones before I thought were Orc Skulls are probably just like a large human skull. Who knows? Here, I don't know what these are, but if they had skin, they would look to me like the gray aliens' heads, sort of. They've got really large orbital bones, kind of elongated skull cap. So maybe they're Tau or something. I don't know. There's these skulls right here, which are probably like Tyranid head skulls, and we've got like a sharp fang right there. Some more skulls right there. That's like the theme of this thing, isn't it? The skulls, skulls, skulls. So maybe that's like another type of bioform. And then you just have like some plain evil-looking dude skulls. They've got like fangs. I don't know if there's like a vampire race in 40k, but maybe it's from fantasy and they're like undead. I don't know. So there you go. Those are all the skulls. Look at that. There was a loose one in the box. This is the side horn Cyclops skull. Well, this was neat. I had never seen this before. I'm glad I have it. I'm a little creeped out, but I'm glad I have it. I intend to use them mostly for bases. I don't see using them to decorate like Space Marine armor. While yeah, like chaplains and other Space Marines, the skull motif is fairly prominent. I associate it more with the forces of chaos. So I'll probably have like, for elaborate bases, I'll add a little pile or maybe just like a random skull here and there. Cool. All right. Do you need yourself a box of skulls? Because if you do, I know where you go get your box of skulls.
This is what happens when you buy bits. You have to depending on how you buy your bits. Let me try that again. This is what happens when you buy a plastic kit simply to get the bits that are inside. You have to assimilate them into your existing bits box, your organizational scheme. In this case, I've got 340 bits to cut out and then store. Now, you don't have to see the whole thing. I'll fast forward quite a bit, because who wants to see this? And I'm not going to send the flashing until I actually use them. I'll be at this for a while. Alright, so removing this from the sprue is a little satisfying, I will say. Normally don't recommend twisting stuff off the sprue, but when you have this many, and they're just skulls anyway, that's oddly satisfying. Okay, doing these two at a time, oh, so satisfying. Alright. Ta-da! Ever wonder what 340 skulls looks like? There it is. Space Marine for scale. Well, Firstborn Space Marine for scale. These guys walk in. This guy turns around and says, "Bruh, I have a bad feeling about this." Bruh. Alright. They're all ready. Oh, these are the worst Tic Tacs ever. Both mint. Alright. All 340 skulls fit in these two large bits boxes. They will go into my bits container. A collection that is getting uncomfortably large. Alright, Skulls, you're home. Now, thank you for watching this entire thing. I'm sure it was riveting. Was it riveting?